Welcome back to the 2-Hour News Show, everyone. It's time for our afternoon discussion, and fitting for the month of Ramadan, as today we will dive into a conversation about the power of unity, understanding, and the incredible potential of our youth, especially during this blessed month of Ramadan.
And we are thrilled to have two special guests who play their role in empowering our region's young leaders. The first is the Executive Director of the ASEAN Foundation, Doktor Piti Srisangnam. Thank you for coming, Dr. Piti. And also we have the other one, the Deputy Head of Mission, Political Counselor of Mission of Canada to ASEAN, Sarah Houghton.
Thank you both for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you. All right, so let's get into the first question. So earlier last month, you held an empowerment event focusing on interfaith youth dialogue. How could this minimize intolerance and reflect on the values of Ramadan, especially we are here in the month of holy month of Ramadan?
Oh, this holy month, right? So when you think about Ramadan, it's not just about fasting, right?
Yeah, it's more
it's
than
also about reflecting on how we treat each other, about empathies, about the sense of communities, right? And of course, this ASEAN Youth Empowerment for Peace Building and Tolerance actually are pretty much the same. We based on this basic value. Basically, this project, we gather the youth leaders from 10 ASEAN countries plus Timor-Leste. And we gather them not just to say hello and goodbye, but we would like to make them feel. We would like to make them understand each other more and more.
Okay.
At least on 3 aspects. The first one, we are talking about empathy, right? Hence, we are encouraging these young people to genuinely listen to each other, because everybody have their own stories. Everybody have their own constraints. Everybody have their own conditions. And these stories, these conditions, these constraints matter. We need to listen to each other more and more. And that's the very first step for this peace building and tolerance, right? And then we are talking about solidarities. So we fostering a sense of shared responsibilities. We are showing this young generation that they are part of a larger movement. They are not alone. There's a lot of people out there that work on these issues, and they can work together with this group of people in order to build the build the larger communities for the people who care, people who care about each other. And then the third one that resonates the concept of the Ramadan, it's the respect. We are promoting the ideas that diversity is a strength. Right? Diversity is not the weakness. And we appreciate these diversities. Hence, we learn to respect all cultures. We learn to respect all ethnicities. We learn to respect all religions. And we have the workshop here in Jakarta.
Oh, Jakarta.
Just a month before Ramadan, and conjunction with the World Day of Social Justice. Because we think the timing is very, very important. Timing is very, very significant. So it's like we are setting a stage for a month of reflections and compassions, but on a regional scale. 11 countries. We are investing in these young leaders, giving them the tools to build, to share, and to strengthen these communities of peace building and tolerance.
I'm glad you brought up, fasting is the easy part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Correct.
Fasting
The other one that comes with it is harder.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. So what we do know is that the program itself aims to build an ASEAN youth cohesion network. Now, in the spirit of Ramadan's emphasis on unity, how do you envision the network fostering lasting connections and collaborative initiatives among the ASEAN youth?
Actually, Ramadan itself, especially the iftar, the
breaking of the fast,
breaking the fast,
sure.
the time when family reunions, stay with friends, sharing something, right? That's the concept that we built this project upon in order to strengthen the network, right? So these 11 youth represent the differences of 10 ASEAN countries plus Timor-Leste. They are basically right now building their own communities. They are deciding what they want to work on, how they want to run things. And it's like they are creating their own Ramadan tent, right? This tent where they can come together and support each other. And of course, we work with Canada Fund for local initiatives because they allow us to do this kind of thing, right? The initiatives from the local people to create their own space that allow people to mingle, that allow people to create good things. And of course, ASEAN have so many young people. This network has the potential to make a real impact. They are not just talking about peace, they are actually committing to it. Those AYEPT action pledges, they have pledges, right? And they show it at the ASEAN Secretariat. This is the thing that like personal promises that they are going to make a difference. They are focusing on things like peace education, make sure everyone feels safe online and offline, building the bridges between different generations and religions. These are the kinds of things that create the lasting unities. And of course, this is the concept of Ramadan as well, right? The lasting unities. And the best part is what? The best part is we let them in charge. Right? We are more like a facilitators. The Missions of Canada to ASEAN and ASEAN Foundation, it's more like a facilitators. They are driving the change. They are using their voice, their own skill to create a more peaceful region, Southeast Asia. And of course, it's just like the Ramadan, strengthening the bond of the communities. This network is building lasting connection that will help these young leaders work together for the years to come. And we hopefully very much that this will not be only a single workshop.
Right.
This will get more support. We can create the more snowball effect to echo this kind of thing and enlarge this network for the years to come.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's really great to hear as well. And in this case as well, we have Canada in support to this movement or initiative. How does Canada's commitment to promoting peace and tolerance align with the values of inclusivity and understanding, and that are particularly emphasized during Ramadan month? To Sarah,
thanks so much, Elia, for your question, and thanks for having me. I'm thrilled to be here today on behalf of the mission of Canada to ASEAN. And we were thrilled also to support the ASEAN Foundation in this terrific program on empowering youth and interfaith dialogue. It was so moving to see those young peace builders from the 10 ASEAN member states plus Timor-Leste in the room, making their pledges, developing an action plan, participating in intergenerational engagement across different countries, different cultures, different faiths, different generations. I mean, it was really special to see that, and I was glad to have the privilege to be a part of that and to work with such a great partner in ASEAN Foundation. And you know, to get to your question, you know, this is part of Canada's DNA as well, if you will. Multiculturalism. We're a multi-faith, multicultural, multiracial country built on immigration and integration. We have learned a lot from our lived experiences as a country. You know, that's really a patchwork of so many different countries, cultures, languages. And so we really try to bring that to everything we do. And we really understand also the importance of bringing young people together for these kinds of conversations, because obviously young people are the leaders of tomorrow. And so we wanted to recognize that. Of course, almost 30% of the population in ASEAN in the ASEAN community is youth, and so that's not a figure you can ignore, and you do so at your own peril. So we absolutely embrace that, and it was just really terrific to see those young people. I think we were able to bring together some of the values, like Canadian values of diversity and inclusion. I mean, these are really core values of Canada and Canadians. And we really saw those on display in this terrific program.
I can attest to this because, I mean, growing up in Canada, it's often been described as a melting pot. And then you would have different neighborhoods that represent the different nations. But for example, where I grew up, I spent the last few years before moving here, was Greektown. And then there would be a Greek festival every summer, and the Danforth, correct. And then there'd be Little Italy. So there'd be, and everyone would have their own kind of week of events. And I've heard that now in the summers, since I've moved away, my mom told me that Indonesia has on Dundas, they're on Dundas Square, they have an Indonesian festival as well. So, I mean, it's very fitting to show because Canada's always been that way in embracing different nationalities and backgrounds. So let's segue to this for a moment, Dr. Piti, where the Social Institutions and Gender Index, or known as SIGI, 2021 regional reports. Now, they highlight that persistent discrimination in Southeast Asia. So how does the ASEAN Youth Empowerment for Peace Building and Tolerance aim to challenge these kind of social norms?
Yeah, to combat against these persistent discriminations highlighted by the report, you said the SIGI reports. This program, AYEPT program, is strategically implementing a multifaceted approach. This includes actively promoting values like positive peace, right? We are talking about the good thing to each other, tolerance, and empathy to counter harmful narratives. Because right now there are so many hate speech, especially over the social media, right? We try to showcasing youth as proactive peace builders, not the passive victims. Because youth seems to be the most vulnerable group of people who easily tricked by this kind of misinformation, disinformations, and hate speech. Fostering intergenerational collaborations to strengthen advocacy efforts, right? We need them to speak out loud, right? Bridges between the age gap, and leveraging social media and diverse communication platform to amplify their message and share impactful success stories. And of course, the younger generations seems to do it much better than us, the older generations, right? Hence, the youth-led initiatives against radicalizations is the thing that they are going to echo. It's the thing that they are going to share more and more over this social media. These comprehensive strategies ensure the sustained awareness and shapes positive perceptions. We start from the smaller group, like these 11 youth leaders, but soon it will create the snowball effects to the much larger audience. We hopefully very much it will happening soon.
Because when it comes to digital, it can be, everywhere. It's boundaryless, right?
Correct.
And the impact could be even bigger as well when we sound this beautiful movement and campaign. So let's go back to you, Sarah. What are some practical steps that individuals and perhaps communities can take during the Ramadan and maybe after Ramadan to continue fostering peace, tolerance, understanding while building upon foundations led by the AYEPT program?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And I think, sustainability is something that we always try to make sure that we can achieve every time we do a project. So it's not just about what we do today, this minute, this hour with these people, but what are the lasting impact is it going to have? And what are these people going to do afterwards? How are they going to parlay this into their future careers and use it to really grow and flourish in the future? So I think it's so important that we have that conversation and not consider things ad hoc or one-off. It's really important. I just want to mention, so Canada, we're driven by our Indo-Pacific strategy, which is our strategy that was adopted in 2023 and really lays out our vision for how we wish to engage in this part of the world. And there are so many crosswalks between that strategy and ASEAN's goals as well. And as a strategic partner of ASEAN, we are always looking to really break down silos between our two visions and our strategic goals, and really find ways to practically work together. And one way we do that is through the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives and projects like this one that we're talking about today, but we also have some other great programs that we do to empower youth and to bring youth stakeholders together, whether it's, we have a scholarship program that all 10 ASEAN member states have benefited from, so sent students to Canada to study. And they come back to their countries and bring what they learn, and that lasts with them forever. If anyone's out there who's ever done a scholarship or a year abroad, you never forget that,
Absolutely.
right? And you really grow as a person. And these are the future leaders of ASEAN. And so we're really thrilled to have that program. We also have coming up actually this week, we have for International Women's Week and for International Women's Day, we have a terrific program, an annual speed mentoring program. It's kind of a play on speed dating. We have a terrific group of mentors.
You match them up, right?
And we match them up with mentees. The mentees they're all women, both mentors and mentees, and we bring together young professionals to hear and benefit from the wisdom and lived experiences of their mentors. It's a terrific program. We're so excited to do it this week during Ramadan, and it'll be a great iftar event as well. We have also on Thursday for International Women's Day an Ambassador for a Day program where we have the winner of a fellowship program is going to come and job shadow our ambassador, who of course is a woman as well. So she's going to learn a bit about what it's like to be an ambassador of Canada for a day. So we're really excited about that program as well. We've also done a Girls Take Over the Embassy event. And we've done a few different things of that nature just to really make sure that we're engaging with young people, not just one project, but a series of projects, and projects that are annual so that we can keep them going, and projects that have a bit of a life cycle. So you enter it, you engage in the project, and then you become we were talking about this, an alumni or an alumna of the project.
Continue on.
And continue and bring it with you to everything.
The legacy is going to stay.
Wow, that's
looks
great.
Like a lot of programs are going to happen. And women rule.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Thank you so much
definitely.
for dropping by. And we do hope that this is, like you mentioned, Dr. Piti, just the start of something great for the future. Thanks so much. And thank you both for your...
Sarah, of course, and Dr. Piti. Well, hopefully this can actually be a good way to address the real-life challenges that we face today.
Yes.
Especially coming from the youth, right?
Absolutely. And that was our signature segment, See the Stories. We're going to go away for another quick break, but we will return momentarily where we will bring you some of the latest updates from Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the rest of the world. Keep it right here on the 2-Hour News Show on See Today. We'll be right back.